Good morning. This is the 60 Seconds to Serenity first take with me, Gregg Hammond, and interestingly enough, I could not take this effect off because you see this thing here, this company wanted to make sure that this product of theirs was on a screen, and there's no way that I could actually remove this. I've tried to remove that. And you'll notice that part of what I usually do is I arrange the camera so that you can read things. But you see what they've done is they put in their product messaging here, and good morning, and the effect won't go away. The product has to be here. They've put their product here. So I thought, what an awesome opportunity for me to, for a moment, make mention that this is one of the most toxic things you can put into your body. This product, the Coca-Cola soda, pops, whatever you want to call them, right? This stuff is really toxic. It's terrible to put into your body. You're better off drinking water or some kind of health product, right? And actually have some of those that I distribute. If you're looking for healthy things to put into your water, if you'd like to add a little bit to that so that you have nutrients and so that you have added vitamins and energy, I have a whole variety of things. And they're so much better than this junk that has corn syrup and sugar and other chemicals, which are very bad to put into your body. So how convenient of them to show this for me to say, do not drink that stuff. Avoid it. It's also, people become very addicted to the sugar, and it creates diabetes, it creates obesity. There's so many things that happen from drinking too much sugar, and people continually stay in an unwell state of their health from drinking this Coca-Cola stuff, and that kind of goes for all sodas. So thank you to the company for forcing me to use this Santa beard and hat, along with focusing on their product and putting a thank you here. So thank you is important. It's a gratitude. So I know I didn't say it, but maybe I'll just keep going with this one. I was going to stop this and take this whole thing off of here and try to reverse it so that you could read things that I was showing you, but I can see that maybe they've just meant to do that. So I'm going to just go with the flow and say, welcome to the 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond, on Thursday, December 21st, 2017. Today is the winter solstice. It is the shortest amount of sunlight that we have. So it's by winter solstice, shortest day of the year. And so it is the time when we start to shift to a growth, right? More sunlight. It is a perfect time to reflect back that we've come through all the way through here. We are almost at 60 days of doing 60 Seconds to Serenity. Tomorrow will be or today is day 58, I believe, of 60 Seconds to Serenity. So we're getting close to 60 days of 60 Seconds to Serenity, and that's an excellent time to celebrate. And the solstice is a good day to celebrate as we focus on things will begin to grow, and we're laying the foundation, preparing our garden soil of our soul and our mind and our spirit with the tools of the 60 Seconds to Serenity by focusing our breathing, calm breath, serene mind, right? We are creating that within ourselves by focusing on our gratitude, the things that we are extremely grateful for, and making a list of those things. I've shown you I've posted a list and given you an example. You should be writing that in your notebook. There are tons of fantastic journals. I'll show you. I got this amazing journal for my birthday. My dad gave me this really nice journal. Beautiful. And you can fill journals with your gratitude, lists of gratitude. 10 is a nice average for the day. And focus on using the empowering thoughts in your mind. And the reason is to have the empowering thoughts push out the disempowering thoughts, the ones that that end up in your mind from television, TV shows, movies, and things like that You don't even realize have been going in. TV commercials will tell you that you need all kinds of things to keep you well that are not actually going to be as good as having a mustache. Look at that. That's an interesting effect. At one time I did grow a beard, but not anymore. But the disempowering things that come in from the outside sources, they are, a lot of TV commercials will tell you that you need things and that you should be fearful, and you want to shift that. You want to empower your mind with the empowering thoughts. I am healthy. I am always very healthy. Everyone around me is healthy. I create a healthy environment. I create health for all of my loved ones. You focus on wellness for yourself, and by doing that, you send out a concentric ring to people around you. It's interesting how as we hang out and live with people and around people, that we will spin in the same circles together and we won't go very far. And so you want to create the circle around you, the energetic circle coming off of you, to be a very high vibration, very powerful, very healthy, right? And so statements like "I am healthy" is something that you just want to say it over and over. I'm very healthy. I'm very healthy. Everyone around me is very healthy. I enjoy being healthy. And then do things, take action like drinking water, writing down your affirmations, and using these 60 seconds to Serenity tools to boost your immune system and keep yourself healthy. And I am delighted that I'm able to offer a whole line of healthy products that are out there. And I'm not going to really boost any of that or talk about that now because we're doing 60 seconds to Serenity. But if you're interested, you could always leave me a message and send me a message, and I will send you details if that is something you're interested in. For now, we're focusing on the breathing and the breath and making sure that we have our superpower. I have my little holder that will hold all kinds of things, but I have it holding the chapter on Serenity in the back of, it's the last chapter in As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. That is an amazing book. It's under an hour of audio. I listen to that frequently throughout the week. I'll put it on as I'm doing things around through my day, around the office, around the house, when I'm driving. And I don't think this is going to actually, I think it's too bright. But the opening paragraph there, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the result of long and patient effort and self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. And what that means is that if you understand how powerful your thoughts are and how powerful you are, you will realize the importance of keeping a calm, serene mind and shifting. Whoa. I'm shifting right here. The whole studio is rumbling with the island behind me there, which we took a little journey. I'll talk about that a little bit more. But the calmness of mind, it's your superpower, right? And if you realize that you have this ability within you, this God-given beautiful ability to focus your thoughts, and by doing so you take that powerful love energy and you shift it and put it towards the things in the direction that you want. If your mind is filled up with things from television and commercials and all of those things, that there are a lot of very disturbing movies that may have some kind of message in it, but it's tons of very powerful, toxic things coming into your mind about people arguing or people. There's so many superhero movies which have all of this destruction and villains and all of that, and if you're constantly letting stuff like that get into your mind, and those things will remain there and spin around, right? We're talking about the concentric rings, circles. If you look into nature, you'll see there are circles consistently going all the time. The more that you study life, the more that you'll see how that applies. So, you want to take control of the circles that are in your environment by using your calm, serene mind. Tools, 60 seconds to Serenity, by using the breath, stretch it out a little bit longer, and that breath teamed up with your things you're grateful for. I think of an amazing time I played at the 930 Club I think about playing with Dweezil Zappa. That was a thrill. Those very thrilling, exciting things are part of what I hold in my mind as I'm doing my 60 seconds breath to Serenity. As I do those breathing in and out repetition for just 60 seconds. It's calm. It's not like a lot of fast breath. I calm myself down. I take myself to the calm mind. I keep in a serene mind. And then I'm able to direct the flow of that energy, that divine energy coming through me, and I can focus it on the things that I want to have and what I want to create. Things like the books, all the success that I've had is because I've been doing that. I had a fantastic for me, I had a fantastic allowing of a very creative endeavor come into my mind over a dozen years ago, where I came to having an awful lot of rose petals from a huge workshop that I was, it was a work event, and they were going to pitch all of these roses, and so I gathered them all and put them into a huge bag, and then took that huge bag back home, and I pulled off all of those rose petals. And as I was doing that, I was pouring my focus into all of these things that I wanted to have in my life. And at that time, I had just come through some very difficult circumstances and situations that I was wondering why these things had happened and why I'd gone through those things. And I was thinking about the fact that I knew from all of the years of studying and experience that I did actually have the power to shift things. And I started thinking about, I've not focused on what I want. I've focused on all of these things that I'm fearful of and stressed about. And so those things were remaining. That's what was in my circle. And I decided that I was going to take control. And so as I pulled these rose petals off and put them all into a giant bucket, a big container, I focused on what I wanted, and I started to go through a list. I had been making lists of things that I wanted to set out to do. There were goals, just like we're thinking about goals for 2018 and things that you want to accomplish, right? And I took all of those up to this fantastic man-made waterfall here in Washington, D.C., up at the Meridian Hill Park. I went to that fountain where the water was cascading down for many, many pools and ponds of very beautiful water, surrounded by gardens on each side, and then surrounded by trees on the sides of that. So this very peaceful setting in a very actually dangerous neighborhood at the time. And I sat there and I dropped in the rose petals. I spread those apart, each of those rose buds, and I spread the flower petals apart, all the rose petals, and I dropped them into the water, focusing very intensely on all of these things that I wanted to have into my life. And I was doing it in a way where I wasn't saying, I sure wish I had a nice car. I sure wish I had a career as a guitar player. I sure wish I had some published books. I sure wish I had, I wish I had. I was saying, I am so grateful and happy that I have these things. And I was focusing on them as if I already had them. And I was dropping in all these rose petals. And I could feel this shift going on because it was taking longer. I wasn't just doing a 60 seconds to Serenity tool. The tool here is to get you to that place where you can really focus for longer periods of time. You find that your 60 seconds becomes the 60 minutes and you've spent a whole hour. But that takes time and practice. It's repetition. And we're working on that. So I was there focusing on putting all of these rose petals into these cascading waterfalls, and as they spread out, by the time I was finished, because I was very focused, and I would occasionally look up and see where they were going, but by the time I finished the whole entire series of waterfall ponds, as that water had cascaded, there were rose petals all the way down as far as I could see. And because it was this wedding ceremony that I had been working as a bartender, I had all these red roses. They're all beautiful red roses. And so that whole entire cascading waterfall was full of those red rose petals. And I could see this physical manifestation of how much I've been pouring my thought. And so I began this exercise, and I have done this rose petal gratitude ceremony for a long time. And there are many parts that come into that where I manifested and had come in the ability to have the funding to pay somebody to get rose petals, and not just some store. It wouldn't matter, but I was drawn to a street vendor named Falu, and Falu is a funny guy, and we joke around every time that I stop by his stand. We have some good jokes. I make him laugh, and then I spend some money there, and he always gives me whatever he can for extra rose petals. And I stop by, asked him what day is good, and he's like, on Sunday I'm gonna have to throw these away. And so I catch him at the end of his day and get whatever he's got. I'll get a bunch of those, and I pay him just as if I was buying good new rose petals, so he doesn't lose any money. And I focus. The money comes into me, and I'm able to share that with him. Don't drink this poisonous drink here. You see this drink that's on the screen? I think you can still see it. Don't drink that. Water replaces that. Back to a full beard. So, by doing that rose petal ceremony, the rose petal gratitude ceremony, I saw these things starting to come faster and faster, and I was like, this is amazing. And I would share that with anybody who stopped by, and I let people put it in, and it became this ritual that people would come and gather around, and we would all do these. We'd all put in a few little rose petals, and I would explain and teach the power of gratitude, and that power of gratitude as if you already have the thing that you are desiring. And now, some of that you need to be careful, because if you wish for something, I'm really digging this mustache. If you focus on things that you don't want, you can have those come in. So the idea of the 60 seconds to serenity is get you to a calm mind where you have that superpower to then focus really well and to be aware of what you're focusing on. And so you're putting in empowering thoughts. Now, I know you can't see this because it's backwards, because Coca-Cola decided to put the commercial in here. This is a poisonous, toxic drink that is not good for you to put into your body. There's too many things that you don't want to put in there, sugar and things like that. So I recommend water, I recommend tea, I recommend you check out healthy products that you can put into your water and consume those instead of some bad drink like that. So back to the rose petal ceremony, I focused on those things, and I brought those things into my life, and I began discovering those, discovering that was the focus was working really well. And so I've been sharing that and teaching that, and part of the reason that I'm here doing the 60 seconds to serenity is because it's my way of giving back. It is a gift as we close out this year and we head towards a new year. Today is the solstice, and because it is the winter solstice and the shortest day, we're now going to start focusing towards days that get longer and longer and longer. And if you've been doing your non-dominant hand exercise, which I just had the book, I just had mine with the repetition, doing repetition exercises, right? And I write out paragraphs, but for everybody for tuning in, and I did not put mine down for today. I didn't get that. I wanted to hop on here before it got too much later. You probably can't read it as well as you could have yesterday or the rest of the 60 seconds to serenity where I reversed the camera. But we're putting down sunrise and sunset in wind direction. So on the solstice, check it out. What do you have today? And then backtrack and see what's changed. What has changed from where we are today, from all those past, the past 60 seconds to serenity non-dominant hand exercises that you've been doing, focusing on just your name, writing your name and the date and then keeping track of sunrise and sunset. What's changed there? What's changed in the wind direction? What's changed in humidity? You're keeping track of that to build your awareness. So awareness building tools and calmness of mind building tools as we go towards the end of the year. We've got, today's the 21st, so we've got 10 days left before we hit the 1st. And it's really good to be focused now and starting to think about those things, writing down goals and things that you want to achieve. Just write them out. Have your journal and your notebook and just keep writing them out, because the more that you write and the more that you do the 60 seconds to serenity, the more that you're opening your mind for the divine ideas to come in for you to do things like this, like the rose petal gratitude ceremony. The circumstances appeared. I was open to asking, what should I do? What is the thing that I should do? And that information came to me. It's divine knowledge coming into your mind when you clear the slate and you get rid of all the television, the commercials, and the movies and all the stuff that's filling your mind full of things that you'll think about. You can be sure that if they've used in movies, they use music, because music is a universal language. Universal language of music is very easy to add into a film to help you know what to feel and what to think. The actors do a particular part, the camera angles do a particular part, but for TV and movies, they have music and tons of it to direct your mind and your spirit to know what emotion is being conveyed and is trying to be conveyed with that particular scene. It's tough for me to go in and see a movie without thinking about all these things, especially the music, because I hear the music and I know that music is telling the story, sometimes even more powerful way of telling the story than just what you see happening between actors and hearing the script, right, and the words that are being spoken. That's all a powerful part of it, but music is this universal language that we all understand, and that's why I'm working so hard on the Global Jam for Peace, to unite the world in love and peace and raise the vibration of the entire planet with a beautiful universal language that we have that we all understand. And there's things that people disagree on in many different ways, and I'm not even going to bring any of that up, but the thing that we all understand on a spiritual level is the power of the universal language of music. And so the Global Jam for Peace, if you have not heard of that, go check out our Facebook page and our website and see what it's all about. We're doing recurring global symphonies where we bring the world together, musicians around the globe all playing music. You think about giant choirs, giant symphonies, all happening at the same time. And today is the winter solstice. The next really big event is the summer solstice, June 21st. And that will also be a Thursday. And so keep your calendars marked for that, because this is a big event. And if you'd like to play along with us, we would love to have you. If you would like to learn, maybe you play an instrument already, fantastic. Maybe you'd like to learn a new instrument, check out all the music that we have posted. And I think some of the folks that are on this, I know there are a lot of people watching all over the globe. I love it. I see people in the UK, I see people in Afghanistan, I can see that people from Australia and from Canada, all over. People all through the U.S. are jumping on to see this broadcast. You can share this with anybody, right? The idea is that this gift I'm giving to you is being passed on through me as a way of my saying thank you. It's coming from all of the teachers who have passed their knowledge on to me, and then I've put together for you to make your life better, and to make your life better, and by doing so make our global community a better place for us to enjoy living. So if you want to be part of the Global Jam for Peace, which has got that same focus of bringing the world together, think about what instrument you want to pick up and do it. It's all it is a matter of repetition, finding a good teacher. And if you want to learn guitar, I'm doing the free Saturday guitar lessons. You can see the broadcast here. It's just short. I do about 15 minutes, a little bit at a time. You can go back and see all those previous ones, the ones from last year that were free. They're all free guitar lessons. Share it with anybody who wants to learn. And prepare to be able to be part of the Global Jam for Peace. What a fantastic day to think about that and to put that into your mind and to share this with other people and let them know that they have that opportunity. Using the 60 seconds to serenity tools, the calm mind, the focus, and your breath and your focus and your breath and your focus, back and forth together, putting these together with that breathing, so that you are laying this groundwork so that you can achieve a fantastic list of goals for 2018. Anyway, I'm going to hop off of here. This beard is getting itchy, and I'm tired of seeing this poisonous drink here. I know a lot of people have become addicted to this and or have felt the effects of the negative effects of the sugar and the chemicals that are in here, right? So don't consume that. Consume plenty of water. And if you want stuff to put in your water, if you're interested in healthy powders and drinks and stuff to add in there, send me a message, because I'll send you. I have links for that stuff. That's one of the things that I do, is help people get that. Anyway, peace, love, and music to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and a fantastic winter solstice.